to Artist in Recovery / DARRYL P. What's going on, dude? 10:48 Friday morning. It's the 11th of April, 2025. And what the hell are we doing these days? Uploads to the YouTube as much as possible. How are we doing today? Losing our Vulcan minds as usual. Oh yeah, I'm keeping track of what the hell's going on with these lunatics, I swear. The postings over the past 2 or 3 weeks concerning about our new process being mishandled, and people have a conniption fit over what they think about what the due process is all about, and they all forgotten. I've gotten to some video comment sections to where we had the Department of Health, Homeland Security, or daintiness, went over to El Salvador to make a support video. Doing a Donald Trump video, actually. Support this because it must be supported this way. Don't you understand? We're doing this for the Donald Trump. We must do this for the Donald Trump. Don't you understand? Everything must be done for the Donald Trump. I act like a complete blithering idiot, but every time I keep seeing these Trumplicants and maggots and who and what they are these days, they are prostrating. They are prostituting in front of the camera. I did say that one, didn't I? They want you to be a sycophant. Watch us as we make fun of ourselves. Sometimes I ask myself, why do we do our own videos? We've been talking about it for years. Ever since we saw the Trump coming in the office, I thought this guy was a complete buffoon and idiot and didn't know his ass from a hot rock. I don't care they called him the smartest guy out there because he's a smart businessman. If he was that smart, how come his businesses were failing left and right and drop kicking left and right? People being owed and trying to sue him. Not even students who came into his damn schools. They sued him. He's supposed to be a smart businessman. If he was so smart, how come he kept bankrupting? And then he avoids prosecution. He avoids courts. He reminds me too much of a mob boss. He wants all the power, money, fame, publicity at this point over here, but anything he does, well, guess what? It's not his fault, even though he gave the orders. Capone was brought in by the feds regarding tax evasion. And he did do time in the big house, or big houses, until he passed away. Despite the fact he was trying to do some good for the community to cover his ass. And that legacy still applies today. But what's the legacy Trump's leaving right now except chaos, confusion, and ruins? Try this one. You heard about Space Command having their own base up in Greenland, right? It's before they turned into U.S. Command. It was still a U.S. joint base with Denmark concerning about Greenland. It was there since the 40s. They're supposed to be there against the Germans during World War II. And we kept the base there ever since. And we had joint dealings with Denmark on it. Now I think we're not. Because Trump still wants Greenland. Put the damn minerals on there. And there was a commander at the base who said, no. We are not following the president's order of going after people in Greenland to secure it for him. And that didn't suit too well. Went all the way to this colonel's CEO, including Trump. The order was given back. Get rid of him. Vance came up there. Excuse me one second. Wrong pipe. Vance came up there to the base. When he couldn't win over the people, tried to win over the base. The base is U.S. territory, but joint territory. The commander wasn't having any of it. After Vance left, commander of the base made a notification to the base personnel. We're not doing this, whatever they're planning on doing. Vance was telling what the president's thing was. They want Greenland. Commander said no. That's why the commander got replaced. He got fired from the position. I don't know if the person still has their job or not. Or actually has any position in the U.S. Space Force. Now here's the thing. Is the United States Space Force, under the full command of his lordship sitting on his fat farting ass in the Oval Office, are they willing to take over sovereign territory of another nation just because Trump wants it that way? Trump wants. Getting error messages on my damn machine this much. Talking about memory stuff, so I'll have to keep rebooting it, I guess. Pain in the ass. Looks like I gotta do some memory checks in this damn thing. Wish we could do a memory check in the old fat ass farting up around in the Oval Office. Simply put, the guy's a pain in the ass. And he's going after people. He did do a couple of memorandums over a couple of people. Not executive orders, but a couple of memorandums saying... What was he saying? Oh, let's go take a look. Oh, they were doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Oh my God, they were just driving me fucking crazy with this shit. So, let's see. Oh, good Lord, the press secretary's on right now. I really have to watch that shit. Not really. Okay, let's see what was going on. Briefings and statements. Or just all. That works. Migrants on terror watch list receive Medicaid. Americans receive practical inflation. What happens if... If there was a memorandum, I'm trying to see what... Oh, Chris Cripps. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Found it. I was going through the White House archives of bullshit. Here we go. Memorandums for the heads of executive departments and agencies. They're going after Chris Krebs. Former head of the Cyber Security and Infrastructure Security Agency. You know, he's in charge of trying to keep cyberspace, you know, from having a war zone with us, I guess. They want to take... Oh... And let's see, it says abusive conduct to him. This sort of law violates First Amendment and erodes trust in the government. The fuck is he saying? Oh, all the shit he's doing. Susan or Sussman Gottfried. There's another guy. Got memorandums, but I think they're executive orders anyway. Let me see. Presidential actions. Ah, it is an executive order. How about that one? See, whoever he's not liking, now he's going to be targeting. And he's going to be going after the other people who are pissed off. I know he is. My question is, what the hell can I do about it? Not a fucking thing. Except say shit against him and tell him that we're still screwed by him. Apparently he's trying to tell people that he is... What is he again, by the way? He's supposed to be the President of the United States? I mean, wasn't that an official act, dude? Here's another thing. Some of the videos I'm coming across, they don't know the political science. They don't know the U.S. Constitution, and they sure as hell don't want to know about it. Maritime Action Plan. Oh. This is a guy who said he was going to be saying he doesn't want war, and yet repeal of unlawful regulations like you did last time. You want to laugh, you want to cry, and you want to screaming your head off? Try this one. There's some unlawful regulations within 60 days, according to what Doge and what the president thinks. West Virginia versus Environmental Protection Agency. Loper Bright Enterprises versus Raimondo. Ohio versus EPA. Cedar Point Nursery versus Assad. Students for Fair Admission versus Harvard. The Roman Archdiocese of Brooklyn versus Cuomo? What the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck is this shit? What's these damn things, decisions reversed? Oh, I'm dealing with a lunatic. I swear to God, I'm dealing with a lunatic. I don't know how to deal with this asshole. And he also puts up with his braggadocio saying why the tariffs are necessary. Because he's playing the head game on the damn world. That's what he's playing. How the hell are we not supposed to be able to deal with that shit? Good Lord. Okay. Hold on to your stomach. This is the top one that we have right now, okay? Hold on. It's cliche yet true. The definition of insanity is repeating the same thing over and expecting a different result. The trade policies of the past several decades have failed this nation, its workers, and our communities. 20 years ago, the New York Times editorial board responded to the January 2005 trade deficit of $58.3 billion by writing an editorial entitled Dangerous Deficits. The deficits are certainly dangerous. Former Federal Reserve Chairman Paul Blocker said trade deficits were to blame for the Great Recession. The Times wrote in 2005 at $58.3 billion, the trade deficit for January exceeded everyone's worst expectations. The trade deficit is the single most important factor measuring the extent of which the United States lives beyond its means. Since then, our trade deficit has been more than doubled. The trade deficit in January totaled a whopping $131.4 billion. The impact seen everywhere. Since 1990, manufacturing employment has decreased by 59% in New York and decreased 35% in Ohio. Good Lord, if I continue with this damn thing, I'm going to throw up. Okay. Okay. Is it worth to upend the global economy? Dude, if I happen to read this stuff, I'm going back over to the bathroom to throw up. No, take a dump and then throw up at the same damn time. That's how it's going to be. Can I just stay the hell away from the White House for just for a couple of minutes? Because this stuff is going to give me. There she goes. She must be in bed. No, she wants attention. Where is she a while ago? And meanwhile, Reverend Ed's been on it for about an hour, hour and a half, and I really wasn't feeling it. I needed to nap. I needed to sleep, and I'll probably send this one over to the good Reverend Ed Trevor's Church Without Walls. You got to check him out, dude. He'll get to you. He'll get under your skin, and then I'd rather have him under the skin instead of anybody else, for that matter. It's not just listening to him, it's the side comments in the chat rooms, you know. I'm becoming quite attached to some of these people, but at times I need spacing away from them because they're driving me nuts. It's not just the incessant prayer needs that we all have. No, it's they're feeling the same depression, anger, and frustration, and they're trying to deal with it as best as they can. But in dealing with that much anger and vitriol and insanity going on, they're trying to listen to the Reverend and trying not to react as much. But the thing of it is, they're all expressing some things and some of the thoughts I feel at the same time. It makes me sick to my stomach because I am having it reflected. And then when I start going over to the news feeds, I'm also getting that way too. I'll hear from one independent source and have to backtrack him what he's talking about. And when I see what's happening, and when I read the stories and everything else, I'm having conniption fits over it. I really am. I don't mind the light-hearted banter, but what I do mind is all the heaviness that's happening these days, and it's making me sick to my stomach. You know, this week I'm supposed to be going through, well, studying a couple of videos and then have to go through the notes. This weekend I'll probably have to do that because tomorrow, actually, Monday through Wednesday, midterms. No class. I get to sleep through the damn shit, but I get to look at the stuff and try to work my way through it. I've got Monday and Wednesday. So that's all right. That's all right. We're trying to do the best we can. So for right now, I'm just trying to deal, trying to cope, and trying not to lose my mind. She is losing her mind this morning. She must be obeyed. I get up and she's up, and then she's whining for attention all the time. You got to try getting yourself a dog and live with a dog for all of its lifetime, and then know what I'm talking about. Oh, I wish I could talk to Reverend Ed about it, but way too late on this one. Way too late. He's going to be ending off pretty shortly in about 11:30. Then after that, so I'll get to listen to what he's saying. I'll get to see some of the chats, but the issue is I really don't want to deal with the psychotics. I don't want to deal with people stressing out left and right and complaining what the hell's going on because, yeah, I already know what's going on. I'm trying to keep track of the news feeds right now as it is when they're posting. I was seeing some of the older feeds about how our Department of Justice system, our legal system, our law enforcement system, administered by the Trumplicant or by the gas bag, and how the judicial system is getting getting its ass kicked one way or another. Oh. China's going to retaliate and a trade war with us, despite the fact we got a 90-day pause on the tariff war. The stock market was crashing left and right, but not just that, the bond market that people are having a conniption fit over. Speaking of which, let me see CNBC on this one. Okay, I did tell you that's around 11ish, right? Or 10 something. And it's Friday, right? All right. So, let me see what the markets are like right now. Okay, Dow went up. Bonds. 10-year. 10-year yield went up a little bit. Bond 10-year went up. JPN 10-year. No, JPN 10-year down bit. So is the UK 10-year. France went up. So it's fluctuating. Yeah, I know, I know. Dow Jones Industrial is up. S&P's up. NASDAQ. Oh, she's on a roll tonight. Oh, she's on a roll. There's not going to be doing any homework of any kind of sort at this point. She needs attention. All right, I'll talk at you later. Dude, send me a post, will you? God. You're a pain in the ass sometimes. You know that, Daryl? I send you information. I send you stuff. You don't even send me conversation. Freaking believable shit.